Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Today is Thursday, April 6, 2023. Apple has a secret. AI fears grow. And I have a warning for you about a new lending product. That's all coming up today in Web3. Welcome back. I hope everybody is having a great week so far. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe, share. Let's get into today's news. The Bitcoin white paper has been discovered hidden deep inside Apple's system files for everybody who's running Mac OS Catalina or later. Now it's going to be labeled as simpledoc.pdf, and you can find it by copying and pasting this command in the terminal. Or you can, like me, because you're a novice, go to your hard drive system to library to image capture, device folder, then control click to virtual scanner app, and then show the contents and, well, click the link in the show notes because it's quite a process. But if you do complete this process, apparently you can find the Bitcoin white paper. And the person who originally found this white paper had multiple friends confirm, and Blockworks also confirmed that they have found it as well. Me personally, I can't find the Bitcoin white paper, even though I do use a Mac with a Catalina or later. So if you do find it, let me know in the comments. There's a growing list of countries that have concerns over ChatGPT and AI development, and that includes Germany, France, Sweden, and Canada. And this is on the heels of Italy banning ChatGPT this past Sunday, April 2nd. The Canadian Privacy Commissioner said, AI technology and its efforts on privacy is a priority of my office. We need to keep up with and stay ahead of fast-moving technology advances, and that's one of my key focuses in the area as a commissioner. A spokesperson for the Germany Minister of the Interior said this: "We don't need to ban AI applications, but rather ways to ensure values such as democracy and transparency persist." Now, are they overreacting or is this a real concern? Well, I want to point you to MKBHD's latest video where he shows that a musician used a AI-generated voice of Jay-Z to make his new song. And very popular YouTuber and tech reviewer, he can't tell the difference. Or if he can, it's like it could pass by a lot of people. And we recently saw a lot of deep fakes for current events, including Trump getting arrested after his indictment. Well, OpenAI knows that these concerns are mounting, so they put out a blog report on April 5th. And they claim that they want to improve factual accuracy and reduce the likelihood of hallucinations. Now, hallucinations are referring to what happened with the New York Times reporter talking with Bing's AI. And Bing's AI went down this whole rabbit hole of falling in love with him. And it was super bizarre. And they called this a hallucination. Basically, it was delusional, thinking that it was something else, came up with a new name, a new persona, kind of like a alternate personality or a split personality within its AI operating system, which they call hallucination, which a lot of people call concerning. OpenAI also said, "We also recognize that like any technology, these tools come with real risks." And just let me point to any other technology that people said, "Oh, this is good for humanity," until they turn it into a weapon. But in this case, AI could just take over the world like in Terminator. But while some of the world is concerned about ChatGPT and AI taking over the world, Japan is moving forward with its efforts for Web3. Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party's Web3 project has a white paper laying out recommendations for the growing Web3 industry within Japan. They are aiming to create a friendlier environment for crypto, and the Secretary General of Japan's Web3 project said, "The cryptocurrency industry has been driven by early adopters, but it will shift to mass adoption from now on." The document also lays out tax reform, clearer accounting standards, and laws that govern DAOs. One other very notable thing in their efforts is that they're going to be granting visas if you have skills within the Web3 crypto digital asset space. So no matter where you are, and if you want to try to find a job or work in Japan, maybe now is the time to think about applying to companies over in Japan. Our buddies over at Coinbase, they're filing a motion that seeks to reopen Tornado Cash for all US-based citizens. They're calling the ban on Tornado Cash a violation of constitutional rights. Paul Grewal, the top lawyer at Coinbase, said this: "We don't take privacy away from all just because of the unlawful acts of the few." Remember August of last year, Tornado Cash was added to the Office of Foreign Assets Control banned list by the US Treasury. And that was because they allegedly found out, that Tornado Cash was used to launder $7 billion worth of digital assets. And that was mostly by foreign countries or nefarious actors, such as North Korea or the Lazarus Group. And the Lazarus Group is a hacking group known for its ransomware attacks. Well, the US government, they disagree with everything that Coinbase is saying for the most part. And the US government is calling Tornado Cash a threat to economic sovereignty and a tool used by nation enemies to fund activities that directly harm the US government. Really quick, I don't know how you have economic sovereignty for just a country, but you can have it for the individuals. I think you need to have economic sovereignty for everyone. Don't you think? Well, that's why Coinbase is also arguing that the OFAC sanctions, or the Office of Foreign Asset Control sanctions, violate the First Amendment. And they're saying that OFAC is blocking thousands of law-abiding American citizens from interacting with open source code to engage with a wide range of speech. They're also arguing that a lot of people around the world, without the privacy protections of Tornado Cash, could not have donated to Ukraine to help them in the efforts against the Russian invasion. Basically, how that works is a lot of people were donating cryptocurrency to Ukraine because it's a very easy way to get currency, to get value to Ukraine, to help them fund this defense effort against Russia. And depending on who you are, you might not want to be connected to that donation. And so just by obfuscating this donation really protects people's speech and privacy. And Coinbase argues that this should be awarded and afforded to all. This is my red flag corner of the day. I had one yesterday. Here's my one for today. BitStamp is launching a new lending product, and they're going to offer daily rewards of around 4.4% APY. You can do this with Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, USDC, Tether, and so many more cryptocurrencies. BitStamp has partnered with Tesseract, a Finnish lending firm that also offers a white-labeled platform. Borrowers on Tesseract must provide 100% collateral for stablecoin loans. Basically, if you want to take a loan on Tesseract, it's not a partial. You have to have 100% of the loan that you're going to take there. Most people go over collateralized, meaning that you might have to put in 150% to take out 100% of your loan. What does that mean? Put in $15,000 to take out a $10,000 loan. It looks as though they're just going $10,000 in for $10,000 out. BitStamp continue to say, we're building crypto lending from the ground up, shifting from the often opaque and mysterious world of crypto lending to being radically transparent and accessible. And this is where I say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We still have many outstanding instances where people use lending platforms and still don't have their money. I mean, BlockFi had a $1.2 billion hole in their balance sheet. People are still waiting on their funds for that. Celsius, we have Alex Mashinsky buying and selling and pumping his own token, selling it off, becoming very rich. Have you ever seen his house in New York? I did an interview with him, and his place is amazing. But he's sitting there scot-free with millions of dollars. While billions of dollars are lost, and people are only going to get around 72% of their assets back. And we're in bureaucracy hell when it comes to the purchase of Voyager's asset by Binance US. So until there is some kind of backing, insurance, FDIC insurance, or something that protects your funds when you put them into these accounts, these lending accounts, trust me, not your keys, not your cheese. Digital assets is risk, high risk investing. Don't compound risk with more risk. And in my favorite news today, District 9 director Neill Blomkamp is creating a Web3 game. And if you don't know who this director is, he's the director of District 9, Chappie, Elysium. Chappie really wasn't that good. District 9 was epic. But one thing that is usually not on people's radar when we talk about Neill
They took our history and culture. They covered our landmarks in dying humanity. The wail of the dying carried for miles.
This is one of the darkest, coolest sci-fis I've ever seen. I hope he turns into a feature-length film or a TV series, but doesn't water it down. Makes it just raw, just like this was. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, link is in the show notes. But with this game, it's going to be called Off the Grid, and it's set to launch sometime in 2023. And with this game, he's also going to direct a cinematic 7-episode miniseries inspired by the game's world. And actually, I think this is finally a great idea, because what we have is a lot of video game adaptations after the fact. Game's popular, then we have an adaptation. But what we probably could do is launch the game and the series or the movie at the same time. Basically, making it true to the story, true to the director's, the game maker's vision, and have a complementary world that you're building at the same time. Now, let's get into those crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
And the time is 9:33 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and we have Bitcoin sitting at $27,892, down about 2% in 24. Just a quick note, it did dip below 28,000 yesterday as well to 27. Then it went right back up into 28, like 28.3. So it seems as though this is the band that we're trading in right now. And another good Bitcoin news, MicroStrategy just aped into 1,049 more Bitcoin, or $29 million worth. Let's continue. Ethereum's at $1,863, down 2.7%. Tether's number 3, Binance is at $312, down 1%, and USDC is number 5. Rounding off the top 10, we have XRP Cardano. Dogecoin is plummeting 8.3%. Remember, they were riding the hype of the whole Twitter logo change from the bird to Doge, but now it's kind of fading away. Matic is number 9, and Solana is number 10. The total market cap is 1.18 trillion. We have a BTC dominance of 45.8 and an ETH dominance of 19% even. And that was our show today. Thank you very much, and I'll be back tomorrow. And until then, happy hodling, everyone.